Hello guys, hello and welcome. Today instead of playing Mario Maker, I'm going to be going through this Super Mario Maker 2 video that just came out. It looks like there's a lot of cool features that Nintendo decided to show off in this video. So I plan to go through, the video basically. Alright, so this is not a full-blown analysis or anything. I don't want to be doing a video that's, hours long because you could probably spend hours doing this. But let's see what we get. Okay, so nothing too special here. And here, okay, so the first thing that I notice here is the Hammer Brothers are upside down. So what I'm going to guess from this is they can now shoot downwards towards Mario. So that's kind of cool. Other than that, doesn't look like there's anything that's really new. Actually, I did notice the lava at the bottom there. I noticed there is some white wavy lines there. I don't know if that's the upper limit of the lava or not. Maybe that's what that's for. Okay, so what I like here is you've got these platforms that were in Super Mario Bros. 3, and they are as colorful as ever. They were some of my favorite levels when I was playing Mario 3 underwater. I really loved the look of it, basically. So it's cool that we're going to be able to recreate some of that. Okay, here, some red blocks are being added. The thing with that is there is a switch that you can use, and you can basically make these blocks solid or where you can actually go through them, and it switches back and forth between red and blue. You'll see that later on in the video. Basically, it looks like here they're drawing a giant Mario. Okay, here is the list of courses that you have locally. It looks like the My Courses tab is now separated out from the downloaded courses, so that's kind of nice. That's different from the first Mario Maker. Now, one thing I don't like here is looks like there is still a limit of 32 courses that you can upload. That's really too bad. I've also noticed here that there is a description that you can add. I don't think there was any descriptions that you could add in the Mario Maker 1, so that's cool. And on the left-hand side, looks like there's a desert theme here for Mario 3. That, again, is cool. And I wonder if this course ID exists or not. Okay, right here is the list of courses that you can find online by the looks of it. That looks pretty similar to what's currently in place. What do we see here? So I'm not noticing too much that's too crazy. You've got the hot courses, and then you've got the popular courses. I don't know what the difference between hot courses and popular courses would be. Maybe the hot courses is the ones that are played a lot but are not liked a lot. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. Then you have new courses. Again, that was in Mario Maker 1. And then there's a detailed search section. And it looks like there's a star there at the end. Maybe that's the courses that you start. Okay, there's some crazy stuff going on here. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot that would be deemed new. Other than, of course, you've got, not only do you have slopes, but it looks like... I don't know what those platforms are called that makes you move when you're at Mario's on them, but looks like you can have them diagonally as well, so that's kind of cool. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but in the foreground, I'm newly seeing some shadows that include Mario. Looks like Princess Peach, maybe Toadette. So I don't know what that's about. Okay, so here, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot that's too new. Again, it looks like underwater you can still have sloped sections, so that's cool. So that was also added in Mario Maker 2. Alright, so here, nothing too exciting. Again, nothing exciting here. The one thing I notice here is that robot there. One of the best courses I ever played in Mario Maker was one where this robot, basically made of all these items, went towards you. So I wonder if this is exactly the same one or not. So that's kind of cool. It looks like they remade that. Okay, so here is the first Mario 3D World screenshot that we have. Looks like you can go from tree to tree here, so that's cool. Okay, and here, what do we have that's new? Looks like you have a tank, and so people will be able to create tanks that look a lot more like tanks, because I know Mario Maker, sometimes I would go through some levels and people try to make them as much like tanks as possible. Well, there you go. Looks like there is proper sprites for it. There's some pipes there that look like they're smaller. I wonder if that means that there's still some hidden secrets here, and maybe you could play as Micro Mario or something. I mean, because he's appeared in a lot of different Mario games. That would be pretty cool. Now you have the ramp there. That is new. And as well, those red blocks are back again. Now, let's jump right into the basics. So here, they're going through the basics of making a level. Lay some groundwork. All right, nothing too exciting there. Enemies and objects, like blocks, coins, all right. And pipes. So, again, up to this point, doesn't look like there's anything new here. Actually, maybe some of those ramps currently aren't there in Mario Maker. I guess that's possible. What do we have here? So it's good to know that you can still put different things in blocks. So I don't remember if these purple platforms were in Mario Maker 1 or not. If they weren't, well, they now are. So that's cool. And I'm going to assume that they'll be available in various colors. And that's just the tip of the goal. Alright. So I really liked in the previous scene there that it looked like you could stack up the platforms in that level, so that's cool. Okay, so right here we have different colored pipes, so that should make some pretty colorful levels. So far it looks like we've got green and we've got red, so I wonder if there are other colors available. Now of course we know there are clear pipes, although based on this video it looks like clear pipes are only available in 3D World. You can hide in it. Which is a shame. Stack them up high. Okay, so what do we have here? So it looks like we have, the Goomba, and then right beside the Goomba, I'm actually not too sure what the name of that enemy is, but I believe they were introduced in 3D World. So that means that that enemy is now available in other locations. So it looks like a parachute was added at the end there, so that's cool. The wings are back. Again, that is cool. That made for a lot of different, play possibilities. So Super Mushroom is back. Now, one disappointment that I have is I don't recall when I first looked at this video seeing giant blocks, so that is too bad. I was really hoping to be able to recreate some of those Super Mario Brothers 3 levels, in the giant world. That was map 6 or 7, 6 I think.
By combining a variety.
Actually, it might have been map 5. Anyways, it's been a while since I played that game. So not too much here. Here, I don't remember if you could put the bullet bills on the Goombas in Mario Maker. I don't think you could, so that's a new gameplay element. So, oh, that was a blue pipe. So there you go. Looks like we have more than 2 colors, so that is cool. So we've got what, red, green, and blue so far. Not too much going on here. Again. So we've got underwater here. So the airship levels, that's going to be pretty cool because they're specifically for an airship.
With options like Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, and Super Mario World.
Alright, so far they're only showing 3 of the game modes here. You are going to see more than those 3 game modes down the road later in this video. However, some of the things I was hoping to see doesn't look like are going to be there. Meaning the Mario All-Star version of Mario 1 and 3. Seeing Mario 2 would have been cool as well. That would have been a lot of different gameplay elements. So there's definitely some disappointment, but I'm hoping there are things that they just have not shown us.
Of course, and if you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, you can share it with other players.
Okay, so what do we have here? We basically just have the parachute, so again, that should make for some interesting gameplay elements. And here it looks like a train level, so that looks pretty cool. Okay, here they are using a cloud, basically as a platform. So it looks like you can have much. There are quite a few extra platform elements, so maybe there are more that we haven't seen. So that is cool. Looks like those spikes that fall down are going to be available in all the game modes. I'm assuming anything being shown here in the first portion of this video is in all game modes, based on the fact that when they show the Super Mario 3D World, they actually basically say that it has its own set of objects that you can't go back and forth when you edit the level between Mario 3D World and these levels, which is really too bad. So this looks like an angry monster based, you use your imagination. Okay, so here, nothing special. Alright, so now they're about to show some new stuff. Well, they've already shown some.
Time to showcase some of this game's new.
Okay, so slopes, of course. And looks like there's a 30 coin there. I don't know what the point of that is, other than the building the castle thing that they're going to show later in this video. So of course we have the slopes. That definitely is exciting to see. It's a beautiful thing is what you just said, and yeah, it is a beautiful thing. Alright, so now they've decided to show the Angry Sun, but only in the Super Mario 3 theme level. But it certainly seems like you're going to see him in all the different game level modes.
Here, Angry Sun is here. It holds a perpetual grudge.
Okay. And then we have the snake block, which is now available in all the game modes. So that's cool.
You can determine its trajectory by freely drawing.
Okay, so we have a sky level here, where it looks really beautiful. Alright, so that's the on-off switch that I mentioned to you earlier. So Mario is about to hit that, and on the left-hand side, the red platform, or the red blocks are going to become solid.
And the red and blue blocks will swap. You'd be surprised.
And there you go.
use them wisely.
So there's some really cool gameplay elements there.
You can create a situation like this.
Okay, so now at the bottom right, there's these guys that blow air at you. So that is a new element. And that's cool here. It looks when the platform is going to be hit, the platform is actually going to go in the opposite direction. And all right, these are new platforms. The checkered ones that you see there, or what's that in Mario? Honestly, I can't remember if that was in Mario Maker. You would think I would know, considering I played this, Mario Maker a lot, but apparently I don't remember. Or actually, it was probably just a different color.
Left to right under Mario's.
All right, and that is the sloped. I don't know what it's called, but that should add for some new gameplay elements. All right, so we have the swinging claw again. That's one thing that the previous picture didn't show, is Mario can actually end up jumping on it. And it looks like you can jump. So that's cool. And of course you have the enemies can also go in these. And look at that. I don't know how the character is going to move down, but that's cool. Alright, so we've got the water levels, and these are the diagonal white lines, or the wavy lines that I saw earlier for the lava. And yeah, it looks like it's being used to determine the height of where the water can go to, the upper end of it. Now, one thing that is, based on seeing this, one thing that is disappointing is looks like it's just from bottom to, up, that you can add water. What's too bad about that is you can't have a level where you basically maybe have, a block or something where there's only water inside of that block and not outside of it, which would have been kind of cool. Looks like you can't really do that. So that is too bad.
Maybe the water level could change over time?
Alright, and the water affects the various characters in different ways.
You can select from
Okay.
3 different speeds.
Alright, so you can decide to have different speeds.
Water isn't the only thing you can pull out of cords with.
And of course there's the lava again.
This side scroller is
Okay, so that's the custom scroll. They've already shown before.
right down to the scrolling itself. In a custom
And it looks like there is a way to increase and decrease the speed of the scrolling as well.
You want the scroll to start. Adjust its trajectory and set the speed at each point. The result is nice and smooth while you're playing. You can have it go up here, then go sideways. Hey, that's
So that's cool. So you can have the basically the screen go in any direction you want it to, and then to switch in a completely different direction. So that is really cool. So now this is something that will make a lot of people happy. You can now have vertical courses, so you can go up and down and stuff. So that is
You
cool.
can now create vertical sub-areas. Of course, the auto scroll feature operates vertically.
Now it says vertical sub areas, so I wonder if that means you can only have vertical levels and sub areas. I hope that's not the case, but I guess it's not a huge deal because you can still, you can just start a level that goes into a pipe and ends up in a sub area that contains a virtual course, I guess, as a worst case scenario.
To hide an area from view and prevent scrolling from revealing.
Okay, that is also new. You can now. One of the things I didn't like about Mario Maker is whenever you made a level, basically, as you went into pipes back and forth, you couldn't hide areas that were right beside, a subworld that you created, and so you kind of, you were forced to show some stuff if you didn't have a lot of space or room, to make space and to hide stuff. So this is cool.
You need a solid line of blocks.
And look at that. So you can finally make a subworld that looks like you know, the subworlds that are available in level 1-1 of the first Super Mario Brothers game.
Perpendicular to the scroll direction, and voila, secret room.
All right.
Bonsai Bill looks like it's coming from.
So you've got the Bonsai Bill here.
Because it is. You can select from the 4 colors.
So now you can select different directions. So that's cool.
The red ones have a homing function. Watch out.
Alright, so this is different, and I guess you can use that, you can kind of call that a new power-up. There is some neat stuff that this can do. First of all, you can go right on lava.
Play dead for a sec.
And here,
You'll be temporarily invincible.
you're invincible. So that looks like the Tanuki suit, when you think about it. It's just, I guess they didn't want to necessarily introduce the Tanuki suit, probably because they don't want Wrecking Mario in Mario 1, as well as the other game modes. So now it looks like you have that.
The 10 coin is worth.
Okay, so one thing I've noticed here is he was able to stomp on the ground. So it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, you can now stomp downwards like you can in recent games, but this is Mario 1. So that's going to add some new gameplay elements that you could never see in Mario 1. Now, of course, maybe the stumping is only when you're in that shoe, which is highly possible.
Yep, and 1.
So that's kind of boring. It just gives you 10 coins.
Find hard to reach areas.
And again, 30, 50, so it looks like there's different dominations.
Charitable. Use the 30.
Now, one thing that I did notice is the blue platform that looks similar to that yellow platform had wings on it. So I wonder if that affects how it behaves. I'm assuming it does.
Mario made this be stolen along.
Alright, so there's different sound effects. I don't know if this samurai actually does anything. But there's some funky stuff going on here. And, look at that. This is the Mario 1 team. And Angry Sun is there. So this is our first appearance of the Angry Sun outside of Mario 3. So again, that is cool.
There are a bunch.
And here's the spikes that are now available in Mario 3. I'm assuming some of them. So some of them looks like they don't all fall. So you probably have the option of choosing whether a spike is going to fall or not.
Super Mario.
Oh no, actually they do all fall. Okay, that's. It would be nice to get the option, but anyways, maybe there is. Okay, so it looks like you can have different sound effects in different scenarios, including now when you stomp on an enemy, you get a different sound effect. Okay, that is cool. Look at that. Everything just turned black and white. And look at it. That is cool. And with the color coming back slowly. Okay, so that is a feature that a lot of people wanted. It looks like you can create levels with somebody else at the same time. And do we see anything new on that screen? It looks like there are different types of platforms there that you can select from. Some different looks. They all behave the same. Or the ones that you can see here behave the same anyways. So that makes things a lot more colorful and varied. So I really like that. Not too much here. Okay. So, that's what it is. So this is why the coins are there. You can now, when you play a level, it looks like you have to reach certain actions that are in there in order to complete the level. And in this case, it's 50 coins. There's also status remove. I guess this is the edit mode probably of the level that you're making. And I guess you have the option of adding more than one different goal by the looks of it. Because, I mean, you can go in and remove So I'm assuming that maybe you have the option of having different goals or multiple goals. Alright, so nothing new here. Here's one thing that I've noticed here is the end goal is higher up. In Muriel Maker, I believe the end goal was always at the bottom right for the castle anyways. So it looks like you can kind of switch that up now. So that is cool. So again, that's going to make for more varied levels, and that's always a good thing. People are pretty creative, so... Alright, so there you go. So you have a different goal here. This one you have to be Super Mario.
Reach the goal as Super Mario.
Okay.
You can set.
And one thing that you should notice here is he's underwater, about to hit the card there. That was not possible in Mario Maker 1.
Clear conditions. Muriel 1.
And there was those little platforms too that you saw there. This one, reach a goal without landing after leaving the ground. So there are some pretty crazy actions there, and maybe we're going to see them add more as time progresses. I certainly hope they make updates, and certainly when they did Mario Maker, they did add some updates over time. And because the Switch has sold a lot more copies, I would assume that support for this will be longer, and you're going to see a lot more features added, compared to during the lifetime of Mario Maker 1. Alright, so reach the goal after defeating all 3 Munchers. That's another one. Reach the goal after defeating all 2 Piranha Plants. Again, that's another one. So you can choose how many times, you can choose what type of enemy. So again, Koopa Troopa, Goombas, and much more. So, and much more tells me there are more things coming. So again, so the enemy is cool. Again, I really was hoping to see in this video, and maybe it's still in there, the ability to have air kind of suck you in a certain direction when you're underwater. Because that made for some interesting levels in the various Mario games. So it would be cool if you had that in here as well as an option. And it looks like here the ice spikes are in Super Mario Brothers. And yeah, so those are the conveyor belts that I mentioned earlier. Looks like there's a couple new ramps there. Of course, well, we saw that earlier, the clouds, and now this green. I'm assuming that's the root of a plant.
Did you know Red Yoshi breathes fire?
So now Red Yoshi can breathe fire, so it looks like you have the option of having different Yoshis. You can add parachutes to different enemies. And you see Dry Bone is there. I don't think he was in the first Mario Maker, so that is a new enemy. Okay, so that again is cool. This looks like a end boss level where you have to defeat the end boss, and it looks proper because it looks self-contained. You can't see to the left, you can't see to the right. Again, that is cool, and I'm glad they added that.
Watch out for Boom Boom. The mad lad will chase after you, swinging his arms and legs.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong, and things were moving left and right, but it still looks like it is hiding things to the right and to the left, so it only goes, so far.
And there's still more to discover. If you're not sure how to use something, try out Story.
Okay, so there's more to discover. I hope that means there's more that they just haven't shown us. I know they've shown us a lot here, and they're going to show us still some more stuff, but I still hope there's more. And Nintendo, that's one of the things they are. They're very creative. I'm expecting to see even more stuff they haven't shown us yet. Alright, so we have the story mode here.
Story mode, Mario sets out to help rebuild Princess Peach's castle, and to do so, he'll face an...
So this story mode looks like they've worked hard on the story mode here. Well, certainly they've worked hard on the animation.
Games worth of courses in search of coins. Talk to the taskmaster with
Okay, so it looks like, again, as you go through the story mode, you're going to get different jobs. So in this case, looks like you have to get 100 coins. Or, no, actually, you probably earn 100 coins for finishing this job.
set the job from the bulletin board and play the associated course. If Mario can clear the course, he'll earn coins as a reward.
So that's what it is.
Rebuilding a castle? So ain't cheap. There are more than 100.
So that, right here, more than 100 courses created by Nintendo.
Original courses crafted by Nintendo
So that is awesome.
in story mode.
So there was another pipe there. This one was yellow. So it looks like we have what? Yellow, red, blue, and green. And clear pipes. But that clear pipes looks like is only 3D World.
A variety of tools, course parts, and features.
Again, nothing too new here. So making things diagonal like that in Mario 1, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, it'll make for more gameplay elements.
Levels of expert course design. As the castle's reconstruction progresses, Mario will be able to reach more areas in and around the construction site. The characters used in these new areas may even offer up additional jobs.
Okay. Okay, so course teams. So we've already seen that. That's the regular one.
New course
And of course here you see the desert theme.
things.
And here's the Angry Sun in action in Super Mario 1.
Desert.
And there's new sounds or music in the background, so that's cool. And it looks like there's a snow level here. That's cool again. And again, that snow level looked like there was new music. Actually, it looks like a lot of there's new music here.
Forest.
So of course you got the forest, and that music there was different from the one that we're used to.
Sky. There's new music too.
And just like she said, there's new music.
Written by veteran Super Mario composer Koji Kondo. Who else could capture the classic
Okay.
sound of the Super Mario series? We've also got a new course type that makes these course games even more fun. The moon. Tap this icon here and day becomes night.
Okay, so that is cool. So instead of having the angry sun, you can have the moon here. And the moon looks like it adds quite a few elements. Well, first of all, you get a night version of the current level.
If you hit the angry sun, Mario will lose a life. But if you hit the moon, you'll wipe out a screen full of enemies.
Okay, so looks like the moon is used to get rid of a bunch of enemies. Now, right here, this level was modified, so you can't see 100% of the screen, so that's cool.
Expect a surprise or
Okay, so at night, you saw there, Mario was playing upside down, and here, not too sure what.
depending on the theme. In the ground theme,
Okay, so it looks like enemies are floating here.
Goombas will float. The under
So that explains, there was a video where it looked like Mario was swimming, but he was not in the level where Mario could swim. That was in the screenshot that we saw, I think, last week. I wonder if that's because of this move.
ground will turn upside down. In a ghost house, the lights get dim. In the sky, gravity itself
So it looks like gravity is being affected here.
reduced. The desert
That's funny that gravity is being reduced. I remember for the original Super Mario Brothers, there was actually a Game Genie code that you could use that would affect your, your jumping in a similar manner.
was being hit by a sandstorm. While the
So the sandstorm, that looks a lot like the idea that was in the Japanese version of Super Mario Brothers 2, where there was, kind of a storm that would move you to the left or the right or one of the two directions that made things more tricky.
The rain of the snow theme will become really slippery.
Okay, so it looks like the snow theme in this case is affected. It's a lot more slippery.
And of course, usually present waters will just poisonous as they come.
Okay, so the forest has poison instead of regular water. Okay, so in this one, it looks like the poison mushroom is back. And it looks quite different from what I remember from the Japanese version of Mario 1. And it acts differently. Once you unlock, so it looks like you have to unlock the night version theme. So again, it looks like there are going to be items not available right away. So that's kind of too bad. I was not a fan of that in the first Mario Maker, but it looks like that's the case here. Okay, so right here, you can see the only options are Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World, New Super Mario Brothers U, and then there's an extra game styles, Super Mario 3D World. Now, the only saving grace here that we could see other options is it says extra game styles with a capital, with an S. So surely, maybe they're hiding extra, at least one more game style by the looks of it. Or that's certainly what I'm hoping for. And I wonder what that could be.
3D World game style is finally available. The way this game style works is very different from the other game styles. So the course you're working on, it's clear that you toggle between them.
Okay, so that, again, that's what I kind of explained earlier. When you switch between 3D World and the other game styles, it looks like you lose everything that you had, which is too bad. That basically means whatever is available in 3D World is not necessarily available in the other game modes and vice versa as well. Again, that is too bad, but I guess they probably had a design reason for that.
That's because there are things you can do here.
So it looks like we have that. So on the left wheel, it looks like there is the clear pipe there, the regular pipe, slopes, normal ground, whatever the yellow ground thing is, as well as that spiky looking, red block. In this one, it looks like there are different blocks here, including the donut block at the bottom left. You've got a gray question block, as well as a yellow one. I don't remember what the difference is between those two question blocks. Then you have the gray as well as the regular brown brick. Of course, you have the ice there, as well as the cloud. And here, you've got the bell power up. So it looks like, assuming this is all the items that show up under, or all the power ups, it looks like the only available power up, other than the flower and the regular ones, is the cat bell. Okay, I was really hoping to see, maybe one extra power up added on to every game mode that we have. Maybe that would have been the way to introduce either From Mario or Hammer Mario in the Super Mario 3 theme. So that's kind of too bad. But again, maybe there are other wheels that we can't see there. But based on what I'm seeing here, I would say I doubt it. But again, since Mario 3D World doesn't follow the other game modes, maybe there are more items, but only for the other game modes. So there's various enemies here. Honestly, I really have no idea the name of all of them. But the bottom right corner, the purple piranha plant there, is the one that kind of moves around based on where you want to move. You've got the bee there, whatever the name of it is, the mice. The green spring, that's also from 3D World. Of course, the Hammer Brothers and Twomp. In here there are more elements. Nothing too special here. Other than the dry bones, all of these were available in various versions in the first Muriel Maker. So we've got Mauser here. So it doesn't look like you can make a Bowser into Mauser by adding the bell, so that's kind of too bad. Looks like you just get Mauser and you don't get a regular Bowser. Now, of course, there is the car there, which they're going to show what that's about down the road. And there's a few other items here that they've already shown in previous screenshots. So again, here there are some new elements that we hadn't seen. There's the ice spike, as well the what is that? Looks like there's a wooden piece or whatever. Oh yes, I remember those from 3D World. The other ones were all available. Well, we have already seen the other ones, like the on-off switch. Of course, here you still have the key. There's a door. There's a flag. So again, these are elements that were already there. There's also the arrow. Now we have a cloud lift, as well as some other items there. I'm not too sure what the one at the top left is. That's orange. It looks like there's a couple of blocks at the bottom. They're considered gizmos, so they probably do more than just allow you to stand on them. So of course there's Cat Muriel. So one thing you're going to notice here is the graphics on this are phenomenal. Like this game just looks beautiful. I mean, look at that. And again, very, very colorful level. And so it looks like they have some 3D elements that Cat Muriel can climb up, by going straight up to the back. So the palm tree here, that is cool. So again, just like the 3D World, you can have other things in the clear pipes. So they just show the mushroom here, but you can also have enemies.
Be careful though, enemies will make use of them as well.
So that's cool. And look at how beautiful that looks with the crates as well.
So you can make your own path when there's no platform to walk on.
Okay, that's cool. Now I'm noticing the right beside the arrow. I don't know if that is something you touch or not, but it looks like there's a melon-looking plant. So the warp box is back from the 3D World game. So that's another way to kind of move around. That's pretty cool.
Better not touch the spike block.
Alright, so that's the spike blocks that we saw earlier today.
You could combine it with the on-off switch to set traps like this one too.
Yeah, that is cool.
Ground pound.
So ground pound is here, of course. And I really hate these platforms, but it looks like they're there. That's going to make for some pretty hard levels, I'm sure.
Blocks phase in and out.
And look again how beautiful that looks.
Pretty carefully time those jumps. The track block.
Okay, so we have a winter themed level here. There's some trees that I guess you can climb up on. Okay, I really don't know. Because my allergies are really bugging me. Alright, so next. So looks like you can go on that block. Nothing new here.
Remember, every
So again, you get to choose here where the piranha creeper can go.
spiky stem. Skip sweeps left.
So again, there is new gameplay elements here. Well, everything in 3D World, I guess, is new.
Mario's jumps. Sometimes you can use that to your advantage.
Okay, that's cool.
Take this sweet.
So here's where he can go in the car, and unfortunately, that looks like this is the only game mode where that's available.
Just try not to crash.
But that should make for some interesting levels as well.
Beware the Lord of Lava, Charbard. This monster's obsessed with gobbling up Mario. Pom-Pom. Look bombs onto the scene. This ninja's mastered the art of the doppelganger.
Okay, again, this looks like a proper end boss, or portion of the screen, so that is cool.
Which one's the real one? The Bonsai Bill from Super Mario 3D World can actually fly toward the screen. It's so powerful, it can break through walls.
So that's cool. They're going towards you.
Familiar faces from Super Mario 3D World will liven up this game style as well. Forest World.
Okay, so let's see here. So this is the front screen of Super Mario Maker 2. We have story mode, which they've already shown us. There's a course bot, and here's the course world. And it looks like you can see a bunch of courses through there. There's a leaderboards. There's the endless challenge. I guess I'm assuming you just keep on playing through that. And the network play.
Share their carefully crafted courses. Wow, it's like
So under courses, we've already shown you guys that. So nothing new to show here. Okay, so this is something people have been asking for, including myself. There is an option to search, and you can choose different regions. You can choose which game style you want. You can choose the course theme, so whether you want ground or underwater or whatever else difficulty. So again, that's cool. So the tags, those are different tags. So I'm assuming they'll be adding tags as we go along. So here, there's a lot of colorful. So these are all the different colors we saw. So it looks like there's 4 colors, of pipes. So that's cool.
Maybe find some auto scroll courses.
So, again, that looks beautiful. So comments are back, so people can add comments. So here you can see there are no clear conditions set on the top left. So it looks like if there were clear conditions, I guess you can pause the game to find out what they are. I really hope that when you start a level, they'll actually show you the clear conditions, if there are clear conditions, because it would be kind of cumbersome to have to pause to find out what the clear conditions are. And now, they used to have only a way to like, but now there's a way to dislike that looks like it by clicking the boo icon. And that is it for that. And it looks like you can add some pre-made comments here. Are any of these made up by someone? I don't know. Yeah, I think the one that says nice there, I'm assuming somebody drew that.
If you download the course, you can play it.
So again, this is a download course.
Even when you're not connected to the internet. In course.
Alright, so the fact that they showed that you could play downloaded courses without the internet, it goes to show that a lot of the options here are probably going to require the internet. Constructing your own levels and playing downloaded courses. So nothing too exciting here. Just looks like you can kind of play around and review your profile. along with the courses you've uploaded and which courses you've liked and played, along with looks like the amount of time that you've played potentially at the top or at the top right there. I'm not sure if that's what that means.
If other players like your courses, you'll earn maker points. But on top of being successful, why not be stylish? Customize your look with things like shirts and hats that you unlock by completing various objectives.
Okay, so it looks like you can have different costumes and stuff, just like the Mario Odyssey, where you can have different hats and costumes and stuff. To me, that, I don't know, not very useful, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that could enjoy that.
Test your skills by trying to clear as many courses as possible before you get a game over. Select a difficulty, and courses will be queued up at random from the full collection available on Coursebook. Secure some truly impressive.
So that looks like this endless mode you could be playing for hours, really, depending on how easy or hard levels are.
Scores and minor spot on the leaderboard. On top of that, there's a new mode in Super Mario Maker 2 that'll let you play together with others.
Okay, so what do we see here? We can play with other players. This is the Mario 3 theme. Looks like it's Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Toadette.
You can enjoy multiplayer with others.
I honestly was hoping to see Princess Peach as an option, but it doesn't look like they went in that direction.
Players from around the world. In multiplayer versus mode, up to 4 players face off in a side-scrolling showdown. Each player will be assigned a different character. Then they'll race each other in a randomly selected.
Okay, so you can race other players to the end.
The player who clears the course first wins. Depending on your win-loss ratio, your versus rating will change. Playing it safe is no way to win in a white-knuckle course like this one. Watch the others eat your dust as you escape an extreme obstacle. But when a boss...
Okay, nothing new here, other than the fact that they're showing off Toadette and Toad, and Luigi and Mario as well.
You may want to put your differences aside. Maybe you can get away with sitting back.
So there's indicators when a player is off screen by the looks of it. And now, is that a flagpole at the left hand side? Is that showing the flagpole? Maybe it's to the left instead of being to the right? Or did that just show that a player died? I guess that's possible. So I really like the way these icons look in Mario 3 for these characters.
In multiplayer, there are strategies to consider that would never come up during solo play. In multiplayer co-op mode, on the other hand, all players...
So lots happening here, but not lots that's new.
...work together to beat the course. If a single player finishes it, everyone...
So that was a new ramp, the one that we saw to the left.
...is a winner. If up to 4 players are hanging out together...
So there's certainly, based on what I'm seeing here, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things we haven't seen yet. Now, by a lot, I don't know what a lot really means in this case, but...
And the Super Mario Maker 2 game, one can set up a virtual room for the others to join via nearby play. Only the player who makes the room needs a persistent internet connection. Okay,
so that's cool. So assuming that everybody, that there's 3 other people around you that have this game, and as long as only, just one person has internet access, everybody can play together. So if you're, you're at a convention, you're waiting in line or something, there happens to be somebody else that has Mario Maker 2 around you, well, you can play with each other and, fill up the time instead of talking to each other, I guess.
For everyone to play. You won't be rated in this mode, but you can check out the standings.
So that's cool.
By the way, if you designed a course with versus play...
Alright, so these are the tags that are available. You have standard, puzzle solving. I really usually enjoy those. Speed run. I don't know how I feel about speed runs. Auto scroll, Auto Mario. So I don't know what Auto Mario means. Short and sweet. Oh, Outer Mario is probably one where you just don't do anything. So if you want to play for hours and do nothing, just search for Outer Mario, I guess. Multiplayer versus, team, and music.
Consider using the multiplayer versus tag. It's a great way to help players who love to battle it out find what you've made.
So nothing too special here. So this is how Toad looks in Super Mario Brothers 1. Again, nothing too new here. What's going on here? There's some giant mechanical thing that is moving around. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot other than that. That's new. So a bunch of hidden. So it looks like you can have multiple on-off switches all over the place if you want to. Here, not a whole lot. So one thing is that Bowser is gigantic. Okay, so here you can, again, there's nothing too new here that we haven't seen in this video already.
New modes. Lots of new.
And that just looks like the beginning of Super Mario Brothers 1-1.
Ways to have fun. Super Mario Maker 2 will come down the pipe on June 28th. Alongside the standard version, we'll be offering a limited edition bundle, which includes a 12-month Nintendo Switch Online individual membership. You can also get an exclusive Super Mario Maker 2 themed Nintendo Switch stylus when you pre-order Super Mario Maker 2 limited edition from Nintendo eShop.
Now this is the UK version of, at the end here, I'm going to assume, or I certainly hope, that any digital pre-order will include the stylus.
Or by pre-ordering either version from your local retailer. And if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member, here's a new exclusive offer available to you. The Nintendo Switch Game Vouchers Program.
Okay, so I guess this is pretty much the end of the video, but it looks like there is a deal currently in place where you can use this game voucher, and you can pre-order, Mario Maker 2, and then you can get this other game for a discount.
It allows you to buy 2 Nintendo Switch game vouchers, which is $84.
Now, I don't know what the equivalent would be for other countries for this, and I don't know if this offer is available outside of the UK, but if you're planning to get Mario Maker 2, I would have a look to see if this is available to you or not. So, and I think that's pretty much all I can say about this. I'm really looking forward to it, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video, please, if you liked it, and as well, please subscribe. I am planning to be, when Mario Maker 2 comes out, I'm going to be playing through the levels, and I'm going to be posting them online, and hopefully you guys are going to be enjoying those as well. So I guess that is it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe like I mentioned. So until next time, have a great day, guys. Bye.